did mention on May 9th, I asked everybody, the stock market closed on Monday, May 26th, as what happened yesterday, and you know what that means. And then a lot of people have no idea. But I said it will most likely gap up. I know it's Memorial Day, but I think many people don't remember what happened back then. But some people say nothing. I think BBY is gonna take a little bit more time, maybe. But I do believe that now we are entering the first squeeze cycle. There will be, I think, a second and third. So it's possible that maybe Ryan Coin wants to use the BBY, rocket. I mean, it's a rocket. I mean, it's not rocket. I mean, it's catalyst. To blow up the basket stock in the maybe second squeeze. When the second squeeze cycle comes in. But you never know. But yeah, I do think that return of BBY will be explosive. Bring the explosiveness to the whole basket stock. So I don't really worry too much about it. I know a lot of people are waiting. But anyway, so it did gap up, as I mentioned here. So May 9th, go back to AMC, January 2021, find out when the gap up was. And then as you can see, when I do a close up, so this is 2021 here on the right side. As you can see, I noticed there's a crazy wick start to shooting up here after it hit the bottom. I'm not showing RSI here because it's just too much information. I noticed that when I share too much, major of people who don't do TA, they have a they don't understand what's going on. There's just too many lines, too many things to look at. So that's why I check RSI, I check MACD, but I don't share it here. I thought it's better to just show you with a chart, and then just point out where we at. So this is back in May 9th, my post. And then I did kind of mention that it's possible we could see a similar type of gap up scenario on May 27th, as I wrote it here. And that's exactly what you're seeing here. So there you go. So now things are start to line up. Same thing. Enjoy 2021 January cycle here. Now it's here. So I did kind of went through this whole things with you guys before. This is the end of the November, December 2020 on the right side, before heading into 2021 January squeeze cycle. And then very similar. I was actually waiting for this green box for the confirmation, because that will be the final the cycle before heading into the January 21 cycles. So and I did notice that they create the same fractals as I pointed out here in the red box, which is the A. This thing pops up and have one more pullback down, which has the same movement as you can see, and also RSI looking exactly the same thing as well, same as MACD. This one moves up this level, come down this level, move up this level, come down this level. So that was confirmation, and I was waiting for this type of pattern. But interestingly, the chart doesn't show exactly the same thing. At the time, I think there was a multiple dilution here. There's a share offering on November 9th back then, 2020, and also December 11th back then. So yeah, I think there was a volatility, but over here, that's where we at. That's where we was a month ago or a couple months ago. There was no dilution, so we didn't have this much crazy volatility. And Adam Aaron said there's not going to be dilution this year, so there you go. But RSI is looking exactly the same thing after this A red box pop down, second pop, third pop here, and then they start to run this thing real fast. As you can see, there was a little bit of a the sideway here, but you don't really see it. I mean, you see a little bit, but it start to speed up here. So there's a step which confirms me that, which tells me that AMC bottom was here at $2 something like 55 or 60 cents. And then I noticed that wick just like pop up, and then this thing started to rolling up again. So I noticed that pattern, and then I was like, okay, I think we are now entering 2021 January squeeze cycle. I thought it's gonna enter in July, to be honest with you, but it actually happened fast, which means that, and also I knew that June OPEX is huge. Therefore, I was expecting either June or July. But I think it's June OPEX. So and then you remember back in like last year May, Roaring Kitty came back and the whole basket stock kind of blew up, right? On that May OPEX week. So I thought maybe, you know what, in this Jan squeeze cycle, this will be actually bigger than May. That January 21 squeeze was about for AMC, it was about 1,000% roughly, right? I think either 900 or 1,000 or something like that if you actually calculate from the bottom to the top, right? So if you apply the same thing, and then I do believe that AMC was suppressed so much, so I do believe that maybe it could pop even more than 2,000% or 900% this time, but we'll see. Okay, so that's kind of what I figured back in May, right? So that's what happened. So now I'm gonna show you what happened with this chart I figured out back in May 9th, and I'm gonna show you what's going on today. So AMC now popping up. So in the pre-market, GameStop has a huge volatility right now. AMC had about pre-market about 4%, right? I was like, okay, that's really nice. And then suddenly this thing start to shooting up to 10%. So let's have a look. I'll start with AMC, and then I'll come back to GME and then other basket stocks. Before I wrap this up. So as you can see, I'm just gonna start with the single this box here. I noticed that there's as I mentioned, there's this huge wick happen and then pull back and then start to slowly push this up. I didn't notice there was a huge pop up to this level and pull back, but what I noticed was in RSI. It did exactly same thing in 4 hours, I believe. Yes, there's a 4 hours. So as you can see, in 4 hours, it start to pushes up and making a 1, 2, 3 waves, and there's a pullback. Same thing happened, I noticed, in AMC, because the most challenging part, I think, is for me is the speed of algo, where we at exactly, how fast are they running, because that's the most difficult thing, I think, in my opinion, because sometimes the market makers or they control the liquidity, right? So I was like, okay, are they gonna run it fast this time? Are they gonna run slower this time? But this time, interesting enough, as you can see, this is back in 2021 here. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, there's a similar type of a wave was forming here, and then after that there was a pullback, right? So at the time it was pushes up, pullback, but this time it was a fast. There was a pushes up and there was a pullback, and then it was hitting same 50 level mark here, right? So I was like, okay, I think the pullback was complete. But it was done in a way that it was really, really fast somehow. I don't know why. Maybe market makers know what's going on and they need to push these things fast in this phase. So we completed that A phase here, which you saw the huge wick and then pullback. Now entering the B phase, pullback phase. Entering the C phase. So for me, I was really trying to figure out whether before this gapping up, I was trying to figure out where we at, and then I noticed that you see the C box here, IABC. I noticed that there's a push up and down like that, right? Go up, down, go up like that. So I noticed that I brought the fractals, and then I noticed that okay, maybe that's possibility that they might just do up and down like this here. After they they do this kind of pattern where like they go up and down like twice. before they start to shooting up, right? So I noticed that they start to shooting up like that, I was like, okay, so what's after that? Fractals. The after that fractals is now heading into this gap up phase, which I did mention before. So January 18, back then Monday was also holiday. Jan 19, Tuesday, this thing gapped up about the 13%. Today we had a gap, like a gap up a little bit, and I start to pushing up now 8%. So I think we are in a similar zone where now this thing has to continue to push these things up to this level. There's a gap here at $4, by the way. Let me show you in 30 minutes. Where's the gap here? Okay, I forgot to open the gap. So yeah, as you can see, there's a gap here at $4. This gap here below at $3 is, it's $2.90, but I'll just call it $3. So that gap is filled. Now the next gap is $4, and then I think it set it up in a perfectly where like this thing enters this phase where this thing pops up to this level, $4 level, and then have a pullback. Okay, and then that will complete, I think, the first staircase before heading into a second staircase and then heading into the final short squeeze. My what I want to see this week is to AMC pushes up to $4 level and then fill this gap, and then possibly pushes up even a little bit further. And then what I want to see from AMC is I want to see how much AMC pushes, and that will give me a better calculation that what will be the peak. Okay. There's a gap here at 17.19. I did mention that, and there's a gap here at $36 to $44. I just call it $40. And there's also gap here at $12. So conservatively, I would say this $12 will be most likely filled, and then $17 and $19 gap. I'll just call it $20 gap. I'm not sure if $40 will be filled, but we'll see. I mean, I did see there's a candle just touches here and then maybe pull back down. So maybe it's possible that AMC could touch $40, maybe just slightly below $36. We'll see. So I think so. This week, what I wanted to see from AMC is to see how much AMC go up before pulling back by this Friday. So this Friday we're gonna see a pullback here. So I want to see that. So if this AMC, because based on this fractal that I have, AMC hit $4.82 by Thursday. I want to see how the speed. I want to see I want to see two things. I want the speed of algo. I want to see how fast AMC is gonna run, and then I'll up to this $4 level, and then I want to see how much, how high can AMC will go at this level this week by Thursday, and then if AMC hit $4.80 or something like that, that will perfectly, not perfectly, but that will give me a good estimate. Okay, maybe it's possible AMC could track this much, this high of fractals, and then maybe it could mimic similar the high. So I'm just everything is speculation here. So it's just based on what the previous movement, right? So that's AMC. Very good. I loaded up with a lot of calls, so I'm happy with that today. Before it starts to blowing up, I've been actually buying from here, so my average price is already low. I'll have more cash coming in. Not cash. I'll have more. More stuff coming in next week. So I'm gonna try to buy more calls. Before this thing blow up. So I think the opportunity is, it was today. It was very good, and then last Friday was very nice too. I bought from last Friday. And then I think final chance will be here which is next week, June 4th, maybe before June 5th. So what I noticed the pattern here is that they start to blow up by Thursday or Friday, right? Usually that doesn't really happen, right? But when you see what happened here also, AMC blew up usually Wednesday. So they drop Wednesday, Thursday, and then blow up Friday. You see, usually that doesn't happen because they wanted to suppress the price by option expiration day, but things just start to pushing up Thursday, Friday, right? You see same pattern. You see there's a pattern here. This a huge 10% up happened on Friday. Also last Thursday, Friday, this thing pushes up about, I think, almost 10% again, right? So you see very similar patterns here. So and then this week I think they can push this thing up by Thursday, and then Friday we could see a pullback. But next week we're gonna see the same patterns, maybe Thursday, Friday, and then start to pushing up. And then I do believe that there's a GameStop earning, so I think something's gonna happen with the GME, and then AMC is gonna follow, as a whole basket moves all together, and then blow up. So that's AMC. Let's go to GME. I want to talk about GME because I found something interesting before, and then I shared this one before, and then it looks like GME is tracking same, very similar. I don't want to say same, but it's very similar to AMC 2021, right? AMC 2021, not January, but very similar to 2021 June. So I'll cover FFAI after this. So as you can see, this is so let's start with this one. So when you look at this AMC here, this is back in 2021, blow up, pullback, right? So as you can see, I'm not saying that this is the same thing, but I do find something similar pattern here. So you be the judge, okay? So so this is back in 2021, squeeze happened, pullback. Back in May last year, Roaring Kitty comeback, squeeze happened, pullback, right? You see this yellow box I made up here. So you just have to also be mindful that back then there was a lot of liquidity, right? There's a lot of money printed out, so the liquidity, the speed of algo was fast, a lot faster than now. So you also want to consider that. So you see a same pattern go up and down like that, but it's just much slower due to the low liquidity, right? But that's what I noticed. So that's the yellow box after squeeze, just go sideways. And after that, this thing start to pushing up, right? This push up, right? There's a pullback, right? And then what I noticed that there's a very similar pattern where this thing pull back, right? And then it pop and pop again, right? There's second pop, 1, 2, like that. So it did very similar pattern like here and here. You know what I mean? And what happened after that? This thing pop again, right? And that was the earning, and there was a sudden pullback, right? There was a sudden pullback, right? So there was a similar pattern there. And what happened after that? It goes up and pull back. Goes up, there was a pullback, right? Very similar. And then this thing start to rally. It looks same, right? Pretty much. So I think we are now we are fractally we are about to run. We have a lot of interesting catalysts here lined up. As you know, there's an earning, and there's also shareholder meeting. There's also Japanese interest rate hike. So there's a lot of catalysts. And I think some guy also mentioned that I don't know if it's a hedge fund guy or something, but he did mention that if GameStop disclose the Bitcoin buy-in or Bitcoin purchase on their balance sheets or something, this thing can go easily $100, right? So there's a possibility. So there's a reason why that Ryan Quinn is not disclosing that yet, right? So he knows the cycle. He understands the cycle, and I believe that he know that this thing's gonna blow up in this phase. So yeah, I think he's gonna use that as a catalyst, and then to bring the stock price up. So that's GME, and I'm gonna show you RSI as well, just to show you a little bit more in detail. So this is 8 hours. This is 2 hours. At the time was fast, so that's why I just keep it shorter. As you can see, when you look at this one, so I just separate this one. So this blue box is done, so you don't have to worry about this blue box. Oh, sorry, this is actually blue box. Sorry, I have to maybe got maybe got confused. Okay, so this is blue box, and then okay, I actually made this whole thing as a blue box, because okay, so let me just do that. Maybe it's just too confusing, right? So this whole thing is blue box. Let's do that way. Yeah, there you go. And maybe I color them. Maybe I just color them as I just dropped the color here. Okay, maybe that's easy to look at. Because sometimes when you look at the whole thing, you don't know where to look at. So maybe it's easier that way. Okay, so this one. So this blue box is done. Now we are heading into this one, right? So this one is this one whole thing is actually blue box. So you see, just go step by step. This one, right? This one, right? 1, 2, and then start to pushes up, right? RSI start to rolling up and then pushes up. So now there's a yellow line and there's a purple line. The purple line is already up here. Okay, the purple line is here at this level right now, 78 points. Okay. This purple line here, 78 points, is about here, which is this level. So I think GME will blow up, I think, up to $42 level here by Thursday. Okay, same as AMC, though. As I mentioned about AMC, I need to see this thing up by Thursday, May 29. Okay, I'm gonna just write it down. I need to see. So both of GME and AMC will have to blow up to this level by Thursday. I don't know how much though, but so that's May 29. That's Thursday. So I think that's the move that I'm waiting for. So this will be May 29. May 29. So by Thursday, and there will be a pullback by Friday, right? So there's a sharper pullback by Friday. I think maybe something happened here. Maybe the algo changed a little bit, and maybe and the shareholder, not shareholder meaning this, the earning, maybe something happened here, and then boom, blew up, and then GME go up to $70 level, which is the May and June high. Okay, last May high was about $78 or a $60 level, right? Something between 70 to 60. This thing will have to retest, okay, before this breaking out. The next important resistance line will be January 2021 squeeze, the high, which is about $125. So that will be, in order to break this level, it has to retest. It must retest. So something has to happen to break the May June high last year, and then break the 125 2021 January high. Okay, it has to retest, and that's the phase. That's the June phase. It's extremely important phase. Okay, in my opinion, not financial advice. So that's GME. Okay, it's very simple, isn't it? And then do I have to even show RSI? I mean, I'm sorry, MACD. I don't have to show you guys MACD, right? I mean, RSI should be enough, I think. Yeah, MACD. Let's have a look at MACD. What's going on? Yeah, MACD is like, yeah, I think RSI is much easier that way. Yeah, I don't have to show MACD. RSI should be enough. So yeah, interestingly, as just to recap, GME is actually tracking about May 25. Yeah, about May 25th from 2021 AMC. And then let's take a look at calls. Oh, do I have to check FFI? Okay, you want to look at FFI? Okay, I'll check FFI first. So yeah, there are people who are listening to my stream who are in FFAI. So FFAI is also I think including the basket, I think, because they also exploded about 4,000-5,000% in May last year, right? I was like, why is that? How is that even possible? Is there was anything? And I didn't find anything, but I did notice that maybe they they were somehow including the swap, or I don't know, basket stock. So, and then they also had a little bit of a run in last year, end of the last year, and I think they're tracking this one, and I'm gonna show you why. I think. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look at the pattern here. So last year, December run, when you take a look at this one actually took about 30 days, okay, about a month to create this, and then boom, right? But right now, because they're running a bigger cycle, a bigger run, they need a more time. So it's taking a double, exactly twice, okay? So as you can see, when this thing hit the bottom here, they just go up and down, and they start to shoot up, right? And then they do go up and down 3 times, go up and down 3 times, pull back, right? You see all that. There was a pullback here as well. Now we are here, okay? Now we are here. Now we are going through this one, where, as I mentioned, by Thursday and by Thursday this week, GME AMC will also blow up. And I think FFAI will most likely will follow. Right now they tank it down a little bit after they went up about 4% or 5% pre-market or something like that. But they drop it, and then I'm gonna show you where FFAI is. FFAI is, I think, is here, December 20th last year, 2024, fractally. So you see there's this thing started breaking out of this one, and this thing pushes up, and there was a pullback, a little bit pullback before they blow up. I think that's where FFAI is. You see now this thing pushes up here. Yeah, it looks exactly the same thing, right? FFAI is very, very volatile, right? So I think that's where the FFAI is. Hold on, let me just change the color so you guys can take a look at it. Maybe this is better. So yeah. So this whole thing is complete. Now they're gonna shoot up, and then they're gonna shoot down. So as I mentioned, I think by Thursday shoot up, and Friday pullback, right? So I think by end of from 1 to 3, about 3 days, it's gonna shoot up. Maybe starting maybe by Friday, and on Friday, there's gonna be a sharper pullback. FFAI possibly start to pulling back by Wednesday or Thursday. So I think we're gonna see a big move here by tomorrow or Thursday, and then yeah, Friday pullback, and then start to roll back up by June, okay, early June, and then squeeze. So that's FFAI. FFAI is doing its own thing. When it's shooting up, like, this thing will just run itself, right? This is pretty crazy volatile stocks. And then let's take a look at RSI just a little bit more closely. So this is 30 minutes on the right side. At the time, it was speed of algo was faster. I took a look at this in I think 2 hours is better, maybe. Let's see which one is better. 4 hours. Yeah, okay, maybe 4 hours. So this whole thing, the green box is complete. Pullback. The second pushes up here in the second time, pullback. All this pullback is complete. Now this thing started to roll back up, and the RSI come to this level at 65 level. 65 level, it was about here. Where was this here? Yeah, 65 was here. So yes, I think, but yeah, somewhere here, I think. Yeah, this one. You see how you know what? Let's change the. Yeah, you see how I changed to 3 hours now, but you see how this thing hit the bottom. This thing hit the bottom like this, made a double top. Double bottom like that, right? And then start to pushes up, and I think that's where our FFAI is before this pop, right? So I think FFAI is gonna make a big move from here, about maybe possible 40%, but I don't know. It really depends because sometimes they don't bring it up to your up to this level. So, but I think when it blow up, it's gonna blow up big time. So FFI is at about December 20th last year. So this thing will go blow up, I think, by next 2 days. Let's talk about costs just to track whole thing. Let's just talk about costs just to kind of go over whole thing. So another thing I found interesting was cost kind of blew up itself by July. You know what I mean? Like you guys remember back in May, this thing blew up together with GME AMC, FFAI had a pullback, and then this thing just suddenly run itself by last year July. I was like, what the fuck? What's going on, right? And then BBYQ options are expiring June 20th. What are your? I think somebody talk about that. I think they kind of pushes up. Yeah, push to the, I don't know. It's on the chart exchange. Oh shit, this is not chart exchange. Hold on, I have a chart exchange. Where's my chart exchange? Oh, here. BBY. Oh, there's a BBY and BBYQ. What the fuck? But we don't know yet. I mean this thing, I don't know. I mean, if this comes back, I mean, it's like, yeah, shorts are fucked. Oh, there's like calls in the money already. What is it? Oh, there's a calls out the money is 56,000. Oh, okay, 5,000, 56,000. That's crazy. So that means like a lot of people still holds calls expiring June 20. That's crazy. I mean, yeah, like if BBY comes back, I mean, this is like fucking like, it's gonna blow up the whole basket, right? So oh shit, yeah, they have a up to $12. That's crazy. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, BBY, is they're ready for re-emergence, right? So it's, I mean, I think June OPEX is the week, right? So I'm loading up my calls on June OPEX too. But if BBR returns by June, somewhere here, I mean, this thing, yeah, like fucking like lunch altogether, because this is part of the basket stocks. So we'll see. Yeah, holy shit, yeah, something's happening here. We'll see. Yeah, AMC is going up. Yeah, $12. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, we still gotta, I mean, this thing still gotta go until June. Sorry, not June. Sorry, until this week, by Wednesday and Thursday, I think. Like I mentioned, May 29. So I need to see. There's a gap here at $4. So I need to see this. I mean, this thing will, I mean, there's a setup is clearly there. Like the hedge fund market, I mean, the market makers, they set up a gap here at $2.90. There's a reason they've set up a gap here to create a this first staircase. There's a reason for it. There's always a reason, I think. They set up a gap here at $12. There's a reason for it. There's a gap here, gap there. It's like all set up. And you know what's crazy? I don't know if I should talk about this. There's more gap. There's more gap here, but I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about this one now. But let's just focus on this one. Yeah, let's just go back to cost. So where's the cost right now? Because cost suddenly pop itself and stuff like that. And then cost is also, as you guys know, it's part of the basket stocks. This thing pop up itself 20% last week. This thing had a bit of a pullback and then now it's turning green. So where cost is at now? So I kind of point out here with the blue the arrows here. So as you can see, yeah, this is Korean cost. On the right side is July. Okay, I look at July. I was like, okay, there's a reason why cost kind of blew up itself in July, and then I was like, okay, I want to see their fractals, I want to see their RSI, and then you know what? Surprisingly, it looks very similar. So I'm gonna show you now. So this yellow pattern, bar pattern is cause. As you can see, this thing pops here. Where's the first one? Yeah, this is the first one. This is the second one, which what you kind of see. I mean, recently the 20% up. It's go up and down. Now this thing is at here. So as you can see, the RSI come down, right? RSI from the second top come down. So I put a orange arrow here, same area, and now this thing pushes up third time. So this thing pushes up third time, which is here. So cost will have a one more drop, I think, like this level, like that. Yeah. So there's gonna be a pullback. Okay, cost will have a pullback, little bit by next Thursday. So next Thursday, as I mentioned, AMC also will have a pullback on Friday and GME, right? So I think that's when May 29, right? May 29. Yeah. So this is, yeah, even GME will continue to go until May 29, pullback by early June, and then blow up, right? So I think there's they're trying to match similar pattern here, but yeah, I think but cost, this thing already run right last week. This thing just pops itself, and then they're just having a little bit of a pullback here. Stock like AMC, they're all basket stock, but AMC has been delayed, right? The AMC, as you guys know, was utilized by maybe market makers or maybe the short hedges to suppress the whole basket stock. So I think there's a reason why they've been kind of dragging out a little bit and they start to pop, right? So when AMC pops, it pops like explosively. So that's what I like about AMC. I like that explosiveness. It gives you a fucking the boost. It's like fuck, it's going, it's awesome. So that's GME, AMC, and I cover FFII and cost. So cost will have a pullback by Thursday, and then suddenly pushes up. So we'll see how this plays out. That will be the second staircases, and then I think after that there's going to be a pullback before heading into the final short squeeze phase. Let's take a look at SPY just 1 second before I wrap this up. I did kind of talk about SPY. I mean, this is something that you guys already seen from Twitter X. I know Finance Lot Guy, he talks about the market crash. I agree with him. It's not saying, I'm not saying that but I agree with him because I do think that we're in the final this market crash phase where you see there was a sort of a dead cat bounce before this crash happened. So I don't think right now for big tech stock, because big tech stock had already been up last year, and a couple of years later when whole small and mid cap stocks were just kind of not doing anything, they were kind of going down. So now it's reverse. So now interest rates coming down, and then in a whole basket stocks, the stock that has a financial fraud such as BBBY, MMTOP, what else is out there? BBIG or something. I don't really know much about BBIG, but anyway, so there's a lot of financial fraud is now discovered, and then Pulte is also became the director of the finance in housing, and then he started talking about the fraud in the housing market. I was like, okay, so it looks like those the 17 members are kind of trying to I don't want to say time this thing, but it looks like they are now ready for that discovery, ready for that financial fraud, and then market will shake itself, and because it's the fact that it has to crash. But what will be the trigger? The trigger will be the hedge fund, the market makers, the short hedges has been doing a same thing over again, manipulating the stock price, using the swaps, using the derivatives, and using other what other things, whatever other financial fraud they can do, pumping the cryptos and just a lot of manipulations, and I think one of the interesting play was, I think for me, was BBBY. BBBY has a lot of fraud because there was fraud from the executives, the fraud from the shipping companies. There's and then one of the executive CFO just jump and die. And why? JP Morgan was involved. JP Morgan was also involved with that. The what's the guy's name? Yeah, anyway, the whole the financial fraud terrorists, right? So a lot of things are kind of lighting up here. So in the next 6 months, I think we're gonna see a huge U.S. financial fraud discovery happen. And then I think in this phase, in this red box, something's gonna happen here between now, June. This is actually July, August. So and also I don't know, maybe the speed can speed up, or maybe sometimes this thing can be delayed, right? So I don't know the time frame, but between now to at least end of the year, a huge market crash is coming, I think, in this SPY. And you know what's interesting? When you go back to the 2017 and 2018 financial crisis level, where was the, let's just go back to that level here. You see this, where's the chart? You see, okay, so this is 2017, right? Yeah, there you go. You see how right now they do this and they pushes up. This is actually where we at here. Okay, let me just draw a box here. It looks exactly identical. Okay, so now we need to experience this. And then during that time, as you guys know, there was a Volkswagen squeeze, right? When stock price from June, so we are actually at the tipping point at June 11th, about 2028, and this thing just crashed just like melt like ice cream. So between June, like here, 2029 March, it has a very like a waterfall crash. And then when you look at the Volkswagen squeeze, let's see. So Volkswagen squeeze happened back in 2027, right? 2028 or something. This is Volkswagen squeeze. So when the market crash happened, Volkswagen squeeze, right? So this is a 2000. I did mention 2007 June or something right now, right? Did I say that? I forgot. Let's see. I have to go back and I just want to double check here, so that I'm not, I'm not making mistake with the time frame. Let's have a look at this one again. Okay, so we are now 2028 May. Is it? Did I say May? Yeah, we are actually here. Yeah, we are here. Sorry, we are in the June. Sorry, June. Yeah, this is 12 hours. So yeah, there's a June. Yeah, so 2028 June level. Let's go back Volkswagen. So 2028. Let's find 2028. Where's June? Yeah, June is here. So we're about here. Okay. And then what happened after that? This thing just squeezed. So we're gonna experience. I think there's gonna be a 2 squeeze, or at least 2 or 3 squeeze. First squeeze is gonna be this one. Second squeeze, this will be the third squeeze, in my opinion. So this is Volkswagen. So we're gonna see a squeeze here. Okay, so look at this, guys. Yeah, this is different, but yeah, look at this. Maybe this was last year. I'm just kind of comparing with this one as a GME chart. So let's say this is last year, pull back, go up and down like that, and then have a final huge triangle formation. Now we are gonna experience the second squeeze, and then have another one, pull back, and all that shit had to happen, right? Go for another 6 months or whatever. There's a second squeeze, there's third squeeze. Okay, and then the final short squeeze is this one. So we're actually doing that kind of thing right now, to be honest with you. Look at that. And then you know, I think you guys already know this one before, but maybe for some of you maybe don't know. There was a banks, many banks were bailed out by Fed, but there's a couple banks, or I think Bear Stearns, and then what is the other one? The Lehman Brothers. Yeah, they don't get bailed out because they already have a shitload of synthetic shares that Fed cannot even fucking deal with. And I don't know which bank will collapse this year, okay? I don't know which bank, but something's gonna collapse. And then maybe they cannot bail them out, you know? Maybe it could start from Japan, right? Like how Rowan Kitty mentioned about that, right? Maybe it could, you know, start domino effects from China. You know, I mean, China already fucked with what do you call that? The real estate companies, right? So China is already fucked with that companies. You know, I live in Canada, and then there's right now. I mean, not only just Canada, the whole world, the real estate market is fucked. But yeah, like here, there's real estate companies that were building condominiums, multiple of them, and one of the companies, they got fucked. So and they got bought by a Chinese company, and that Chinese company went bankrupt. So that condominium is not doing anything. They're supposed to build 4 condominiums in that area. They only built 3, and then the other one is stopped. So investors are fucked up. You know, they're just kind of like sitting there waiting and doing nothing. And I think they're, you know, going through like lawsuit or shit like that. And then in that area, that one of the condo they are built, but like the bedrooms are so weird. Like, let's say you're supposed to have 2 bedrooms, but maybe they only give you 1 bedroom. The ceiling is like lower than, you know, maybe it was supposed to be like higher. Like, there's like a lot of measurements issue. There's a lot of like, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of shit going on here in Canada with that Chinese you know, the companies, you know, the real estate companies. So just be careful if you guys in wherever the country is. Make sure you research about the builder. And I know it could be out of control, but and I don't want to you know, move on to topic to that real estate you know, thing. But and I'm not really I'm just nobody. But I've seen, you know from my eyes, like, yeah, those kind of shit happens. And then I'm like, wow, shit. If you're like investors on that kind of property, like, you're pretty much like, you know, just trapped for like next 5 to 10 years. Who knows how long it's gonna delay, right? Until maybe they, you know, get money, you know, from, you know, other companies or investors, or I don't know when they're gonna build the final condo, right? So it's pretty much like locked up and trapped there. So it's really sad, you know. So anyway. So I think something's gonna happen, right? You know, I don't know which bank will collapse. I don't know which hedge fund will collapse, but someone will collapse. That's why the SPY will tank like this, and that's why that's why we are waiting for this moment. That's why BBY hasn't come out yet. Why? Because if BBY comes back, the whole market will melt. Okay, it can come down here, it can come out here. Okay, there's gonna be I think at least 2 or maximum 3 squeeze. So the first one will come in June, the second one come here, then third one is here. So there will be a multiple squeeze. Okay. So first squeeze, SPY tank. Okay. The second come, SPY tank again. Okay. So I think there will be a multiple squeeze here, at least to 2 to 3. And then between this squeeze phase, BBY will come back, okay, and then it's gonna just like, yeah, I just can't imagine. So that's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna do the, I'll do my YouTube stream too very soon. AMC is gonna break $3.77. Okay, there you go. Holy fucking shit, guys. There you fucking go, right? That's amazing. And then you know what? It's, you know, this one still got more to go, you know, because there's still gap at $4. So yeah, enjoy the ride. And you know, this thing is not done yet, you know. This is just the beginning, and you know, it hasn't, you know, been, you know, on the fire yet. I think the real squeeze and rally I think you're gonna experience is actually in June. Okay, so I'm really excited for June, and then yeah, let's make some money. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for tuning in for this morning TA update. Oh yeah, there's a lot, about 2,000 viewers right now, so I really appreciate that. I'm gonna go back to my another YouTube channels for my Korean viewers. So but yeah, I'll keep you guys posted tomorrow as well, or if I see anything special, I'll turn the live stream on. So have a good day, and then yeah, we'll see you very soon. Bye.